Welcome back to Twang. I'm Dave. So we got a groover today. It's 3 chords. It's in the key of C. The chords are C, E minor, and A minor. Okay, hold that A minor. All right. And like most lessons on the channel, if you're just joining us for the first time, usually there's an introduction, a demonstration, and then the lesson portion. And then after the lesson portion, there's several minutes of the same backing track that I do the intro over. And that's what we'll be doing today as well. That's for you to practice over, right? So what I'd like to do is, this isn't so much a lick for lick, lick number 1, lick number 2 kind of deal in most of our sessions. It's more of a lesson that's conceptual, but I try to give you a system. And by system, I just mean something that works, right? You put this and this and this together, you get something bigger than the sum of its parts, right? Hopefully that's how this works out today. So let's get going with it. The main note sequences that we're using today are the C major scale and C major pentatonic. Happens to also be the same notes as A minor pentatonic. So there's a good warm-up right there. Play the chords. Take time to warm up. It'll help you. I know everybody wants to get right to the good stuff, but you know. It's warming your ear up as well as your kind of locations right now. Now I'll play a little bit of C major scale just to get going. A little bit of pentatonic. And start kind of blending those. Now, there's a lot of folks out there watching, right? And everybody's, you know, doing their own thing and at different stages and working on specific things right now and seeking those out and looking for the videos that are, hey, where's the chord tone videos? Where's the, you know, whatever it is that you're onto or whatever you're tracking right now. So this isn't going to have the same meaning for everybody, right? Some of you just, what you just saw, probably jump over to that backing track right now and just start kind of, you know, exploring it that way. Others will be like, wait a second, I better get this, you know, figure out exactly where my major pentatonic scale is here right now. It's all good, right? Wherever you're at, you know, there's something here for everybody. So here's kind of what I was doing in that intro. I'm just going to show you, just unpack this a little bit and then get you right to the practice pretty quick here today. The first idea was this kind of repetition, playing basically the same mechanical riff here and moving it to a different part of the neck for each chord, like this. And I guess I missed the top of it there, didn't I? So wait for it to come back around. That's that A minor. So I did it real staccato, right? Now, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to leave this on. The only thing that's going to change is I'm going to change the phrasing a little bit at a time, do different things with vibrato and sliding and hammers, but I'm building on that same skeleton. Okay. Now, again, if that's, you're like, wait a second now, hold on, where's the tab? Where's the, don't worry. You know, get in, don't be afraid to bounce around. Even if you're just using those few notes in each one of those boxes, you can do a lot like that. And when you start to put some bends and some more space in between. Another thing that you can take note of here right away is that I'm not playing on the downbeat. So I'm listening for the chord, then playing the licks in between. And that's a real good way to get into the groove, right? And I wanted to show you this kind of bouncing. A lot of times you don't have to play a lot of notes to have different notes to have several notes grouped in your phrasing. They didn't do a whole lot of anything different, just danced with it, right? Now you got to do that like nobody's watching, man. You got to really let yourself go, and just if it just feels kind of weird or corny or loud, why am I doing it? Keep going. Let it happen. Let go and just dance with it. You'll see what I mean when it starts. You'll feel it when you start getting somewhere with it. Okay. The other thing I want to show you real quick before I get you to the practice loop is this just a couple of ideas about the this position, couple of positions here. So rather than, I'm not going to deal too much with it up here in this portion. Much of that is just an octave of. So the same kind of phrasings and stuff, I'm just doing it in a higher register. Again, don't mean to be flippant about that, but you can kind of do the cut and the paste on that later. But I did want to show you a couple things that are some real go-to stuff here as far as these positions. And one is on that first chord. Really it would work across the chords probably, but this is kind of how I mapped it out. So that's that C major. That shape of major pentatonic. And this especially, what I call the house, the four corners of the house, and then the point on the top. It's actually the lower note in the sequence in the grouping, but the shape itself, looking at it head on, looks like a house. Now, like I said, you don't have to limit this just to the C, but it's great. It's a great place to kind of start over each time when you come around. Okay. Now, bending up here. All right. And then, getting from this position back down to here. See how I'm using that finger to go up? Drops you right at the top of the house. Now, sometimes going down, I don't want to confuse everybody, but sometimes going down, I'll go do like a finger switch there to get back down here. But do whatever's natural. Don't overthink that sort of thing. But going up, this works really well. Okay. Then a couple of times, this will be the last thing, I did this kind of move here. It's almost like a part of a D shape or a C caged shape. But I'm actually playing like a lot of that often over the E minor. That's the flat seventh. That's that seventh of that E minor. That's a great note to lean on in this. There's the A minor. Wait for it to come around. You can start anywhere, but I'm just... Now, when I come down here, I'm just playing notes that are in that C major. All right. Now, like I said, some of you are going to see that, and you're not going to maybe not play, exactly what you just saw, but you're like, okay, I recognize all of that. I recognize that was, part of the major pentatonic. I recognize that was some of the notes from the G major, the C major scale. Sorry. And others are just like, oh, wait a second, I got one little piece of that, but then the rest of it was kind of a blur. You're still winning, man, because you got one little piece of it, right? So I'm not trying to make a sport out of that aspect of it, but it's just there's something there. Don't, be patient with yourself. Don't get upset because you're not doing it all. Take whatever part of what I just showed you and talked about for the last, 15 minutes that makes sense to you and build on it. And it'll start working out. You'll see. And it's really cool. It's just so much fun. And, it's a lot of work that goes into learning something like guitar. And I want it to pay off for you. That's what the system's all about. So let me know how it goes. Talk to you next time.